This is the home of true Dixieland jazz. And on a sultry afternoon in the Vieux Carré, local enthusiasts on Decatur Street know the real thing when they hear it. The musicians, however, come from Nottingham, St John's Wood and Bexhill.
Let's fly down, oh, drive down to New Orleans. That city is so pretty, it's starry scene. I'll take you, I'll parade you down Bourbon Street.
Keeping traditional jazz alive in the very spot where it was born, Chris Burke on clarinet was a Nottingham miner, Clive Wilson, the trumpet player from St John's Wood, and on drums, Trevor Richards from Bexhill.
I think it's very important to earn a living from something that you enjoy doing, and that's why we've, gone to the other side of the world and settled down here.
It's a big thing giving up England, I mean, it's your nature, back home, or the pub and just the way of life. And then you come here, a later part of our lives, really, when you think about age. And we're here, and you have to accept everything. You don't come here to change anybody. So you go to another country, you have to accept that country as it is. But there's a lot of things you miss, It's more peaceful in England in one respect. Crime and everything like that is... Take that into consideration. That's a big thing to leave England and then come here. But once you come here, of course, and you go home for 2 or 3 weeks, or even a couple of weeks, a week, you've had enough. You want to come back. This is home.
But you see, you have come to your Mecca as jazz musicians, haven't you? This is Mecca.
That's right. Yeah.
This is not just a part of America. It's a very special place.
That's right.
Exactly. I don't think any of us would have settled in Kansas City or Connecticut even. Here it's definitely everybody hires bands. They always used to, and they still do. The local people hire a Dixieland band for their house parties. They'll hire jazz bands for their weddings. There's still this tradition of hiring local bands. In New Orleans, it's always traditional jazz.
Down, oh, drive down to New Orleans. That city is so pretty, it's starry scene, I'll take you, I'll parade you down Bourbon Street. There'll be lots of hot spots to make those big shots. Down on Bourbon Street, Come on, let's fly down, oh, drive down to New Orleans. That city is so pretty, it's starry scene. I'll take you, and I'll parade you down on Bourbon Street.
Now, could you go back to England and earn a living playing the kind of jazz you're playing here?
They couldn't.
No, they really couldn't. You can go on a successful tour to Europe with an American musician, which we do fairly regularly. But that is rather a limited sort of thing. If you went back, you'd be scuffling.
Now, you two are from universities. And you're a peasant, right?
I'm a coal miner. Well, I had my own dry cleaning business in Nottingham, I bombed out in London in the war, went up to Nottingham. But after that, I gave that up, and I did all kinds of jobs. And I worked down the coal mines for about 4 years in Nottingham. And then, at the age of 30, I started to learn to play the clarinet. So I left it very late. But I knew about the music, and I knew of Trevor and Clive. Before I played, I used to go and pay to watch them play in my hometown, and sometimes call them up on the phone from London, ask them to come up to Nottingham and play for me.
What are the disadvantages of dropping anchor in in Louisiana?
Well, you're isolated in a lot of ways from a lot of things that are happening culturally. In Europe, particularly, unless you keep regular contact.
The papers, you don't know whether the strike is on,
Oh
whether
yeah, I
Europe's
received
in
a paper this
flames.
morning, actually.
The front
English paper.
pages.
Trombone
The
sent me a
front
paper,
pages
yeah,
of
2
New
weeks old.
Orleans
It's
newspapers
marvelous.
are exclusively about news within a radius of 50 miles.
Yeah.
So-
Europe doesn't exist.
No.
So that's a disadvantage. Anything else?
I can think of a lot of advantages. I mean, you've got the climactic advantages, you've got a great cuisine here, and you've got traditionally at any rate, a very laissez-faire attitude towards any personal quirks you might have, eccentricities.
They basically really love the British, you know. I mean, sometimes I used to think that at first they were intimidated by our accent. They would think that if I buy gum from Yorkshire, lad, you know, and jolly good old chap, you know, they couldn't differentiate between the two. They just thought that anybody from England was well educated, you see.
They thought you were from a university. They didn't know you were
I
a miner.
couldn't be where I am. I own my own house in New Orleans here. We all own our own properties here.
Yeah.
And I could never do that in my country, you know, because I got to a position where I am now in such a short while, because I work hard. But that's about America. That's America and all. If you want to work, it's here. If you want to get out of bed and go and work, there's plenty of it. And that's what's good about this country, and it's been good to me. There's a lot of things I fear. I don't like the crime, the fear of the gun and everything. But you have to accept it. Now, the only thing that stops me from carrying a gun is my American wife. American people, for me, the ordinary working man every day, he's very insecure. You see, and the National Health Service, whether you like it or not, it still makes you kind of feel comfortable, you know. You can always go down there. It might take 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours an afternoon at the hospital, but somebody looks after you. Here, it's tough. Real tough. And that alone hardens you up. You get hard, you get tough about it all. You see things as they are. And life's a little bit more, it's a little cheaper.
Cheaper?
Yes.
Because you're liable to be shot.
But then the vitality in the music, you know, and that is here. It isn't in Europe or in Britain. It's real tough here. It's tough in every way. And they blow with the ferocity and the vitality that this New Orleans music was about. And that's why we're here. We love it.
Just down the road in the old quarter, there's a woman.